All right, now I got some audio. Hey everyone, it is Friday, at least where I'm at. Could be Saturday somewhere in the world, I think, but we've made it to the end of the week here on Going Optimal. We are drafting Theros Beyond Death, best of threes all week long. It's been a lot of fun. Had a lot of success in our results and a lot of humbling in our play, and by our I mean me. Yesterday was my shakiest 5-0 I've ever pulled off. We won every match, but it was always exciting. Let me put it that way. The set continues to be very challenging to play. A lot of stuff going on board, and with the flash auras that provide a lot of sudden impact to devotion, to constellation, all that stuff. There's the threat of the threat of stuff in this format is pretty high too. There's a lot of stuff to keep track on of what might happen to you if you do a given thing. I'm enjoying it a lot though. The synergies are pretty strong, and it seems pretty skill testing, and those are kind of formats I like, so I'm digging it. And if you dig tabletop magic, you're going to want to check out cardkingdom.com. They sell physical magic stuff, and they are my main sponsor, along with my lovely viewers who sub and all that stuff. But Card Kingdom, they pay me to talk about them, and I'm totally willing to do that because they are my favorite card store. I go there every week in the flesh, and I visit their site multiple times a week online, scouting prices, scouting buy lists, buying stuff for myself. I got another... Going to do some more cubing coming up, and I realized that I refreshed and updated my cube with some fresh cards, but I didn't get tokens for all of them. I have like, there's tokens that I need for my cube, so I'm going to actually, after getting off air today, I'm going to put in an order with Card Kingdom myself and order some of those tokens that I need, because they even have that too. And of course, since I'm ordering from Card Kingdom, I'm going to do it from my affiliate link down below in the panels. If you go to my affiliate link down there, then they know that you came there from here, and it helps my stream a lot, and I appreciate that a bunch. So let us jump in here. I'll get into draft view, and we'll take a look. Paul, well, we got... Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate that, Brian, throwing around some gift subs. How kind of you, sir. Well, this is the most generically good card. We don't really generally pass mythics on this account anyway. I assume this one's really good. I don't know, let's read it. Some say I never heard of ya. A rap burglar. Polukranos enters the battlefield with 6 +1/+1 counters on it. It escapes with 12 +1/+1 counters on it instead. Thank you. So 6/6 for 4, and it escapes as a 12/12. If damage will be dealt to Polukranos while it has a +1/+1 counter on it, prevent that damage and remove that many. So it's that many instead of a. That's a big, one of the big differences on some of these cards. And you can have it just activate fight and escape. Yeah, so this is just, there's just no doubt, this is just bonkers big. And yeah, black-green has been pretty good to us. So we're going to obviously take Polukranos and see if we can make that work. Final Death leaps out at me as a nice second pick, given the first pick. You could make an argument that Enraptured, that Narcissus here is a worthy contender up against Final Death. Final Death is nice, clean exile removal at instant speed, but it's 5 mana, so it's a little clunky. And Enraptured has just been great, so there's that. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Final Death. It's matching our pick 1 bomb, and it's also cutting black. Note that there's no other black in the pack, so happily taking Final Death and trying to cut black from the bots downstream. We have Nessian Wanderer as a great engine for finding land. I found this to be very good so far. But we also have a Caryatid that could help us Polukranos on 3. So that's where I'm debating here, between just, in this case, taking the Accelerant because we have an Insano bomb on 4. And we have, yeah, Sage of Mysteries is our uncommon. It's like the milling one, right? I don't like trying to mill an opponent out in this format because there's the escape, fueling escape seems like too good. I kind of like that, by the way, Watsy. I like building it. I like when your mechanics have some built-in punishing of milling. So yeah, we're not going to be milling. The question is Wanderer for generically goodness and card advantage and finding lots of stuff, or just accelerant. I'm going to go with the accelerant. Also, this is kind of cool. I would like to do this. We could even take this and eventually, you know, like splash it or something. But this is only good if you're doing the aura part. We've seen the first line of text many times: return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. And this is your. Often when you get a 5 mana sorcery zombify effect, it is opponent's graveyards as well. So really, you're only getting value out of this if you're getting that aura. I really haven't seen Rise to Glory wheel, but maybe. But I'm going to take... in the abstract, I like the Wanderer better than the Caryatid, but in the Pelucranos context, I like the Caryatid better. Okay, cool, Smash. I have not seen it wheel, but I believe you. Dawn Evangel. Whenever a creature dies, if an aura you controlled was attached to it, return target creature card with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard to your hand. That seems pretty fiddly to get this going. A lot of setup cost on that one. Probably just want to return to nature. Hydra's Growth is interesting on Poly. I mean, kind of funny, but I don't, you know, kind of fun and funny, but I don't know. It's obviously pretty win more, right? Let's just take the Doomblade, and if one of these comes around, fine, but I didn't force it. The bots gave us Paul, pack one, pick one. What are we supposed to do except try to support it? And really haven't found too much to take me off it. Like, this is a Revoke Existence here is pretty tempting. I'll do some summary thoughts on the format when I'm not drafting Trollbanist, but yeah, let's get the trample on Poly. I like that. Oh, we got a Wanderer anyway. Nice. Pick 7 here. We can take a favor. Aspect here, it seems playable. Seems good on Paul. But favor, just throwing around some minuses is pretty good. And it triggers Wanderer. It can pump. Not sure what you're talking about, East, but I'm going to take this. Soul Reaper's fine. I would play an aspect, but we don't need to prioritize it, I don't think. We have no 3s yet. Let's just take a first 3. It's also an enchantment creature to trigger our Wanderer. I'm keeping an eye on that now. Temple Thief has just been a curve filler, not particularly special at all. Grim Physician I'm pretty torn on. It's doing some work, but I kind of like it out of the board. But a Relentless Pursuit is doing enough for this deck that I think we should just take that. Yeah, it helps recast. This is a nice little engine, not engine card, but maybe a glue card is a way to put it. One of those cards that does a lot of different things in the format. Grove Dancer jumps out at me as a 2-drop enchantment, so comes down after Wanderer and gets us some land, but we could take and try and splash the Captain here. But I don't see why. Yeah, I don't like getting into white when we have a nice solid play. I don't know. Yeah, we could take this in hedge, I suppose, because we could also cut Favor and Soul Reaper, play green, whatever, and splash Final Death and Poly. So yeah, let's. I like the. The Grove Dancer is kind of just what we need to do here. Like it's what I want. I really like. They're fairly replaceable Mabanat, but it's like it's a 2-drop enchantment creature, and we've got the Wanderer. I don't know. I'll pull this one. How about a pull? It's mad, but you know, if the white was being forced down our throat next pack, we'd be happy to have a Siona at that point, right? So I'll just see. Siona versus Scola. Did I spell these right? I feel like I've drafted white. Haven't I drafted white in one of our drafts? Right. I know that Siona is a very narrow card. The point is, she is good in a deck, and that deck is base green with auras. We at least have a return to Setestan training. Thank you for the host there, Alucardio. Appreciate it. So I'm not saying this is great right now. I'm just saying we want to hedge that direction. And people say, no, let's just stick to what we know is going to make the cut. Sentinel's Eyes, if we did head in that direction. All right, see, it came back anyway. This is where I think Hydra's Growth should go. I don't think we're going to main deck it, even though it's cute on our bomb. Temple Thief, last pick. Treacherous Blessing is going to be fine here, I think. Just looking around, with this Brawler would be nice, and I like the 2-drop Death Toucher. But Blessing is fine rare, on color, gems, etc. Playable gems. Oh, it's my friend, the enemy of enlightenment. My frenemy. I don't know about this. I had a really bad experience with it when I first tried it because it has the floor of being unplayable. I have a real tough time with a creature whose floor at 6 mana is, oh, you have 6 mana and you drew your 6 mana creature. Oh, can't cast it, sorry. That seems rough. Hierophant. Yeah, we could take the Venomous Hierophant, although at that point, why don't we just take the Moss Viper if we feel like we need a Death Toucher. And the Binding doesn't do a ton, but if it finds us, it helps us dig for poly, so that's fine. Hierophant helps heal the graveyard, but so does the Binding. I'll take Binding because we have a rare mythic we're trying to find. Here's a mythic. Here we can get our mythic back. We've got the Chimera. This is a busted card if it's not killed immediately. Yeah, Hierophant is a solid creature. I get it. They're not the same thing. I just generally like to go cheaper if I'm caught between cards there. I almost want to spec on this, but I don't know if we're... Yeah, we could splash it. Should we just take it and splash it? You think it's a top black common? There's a lot of top black commons, but maybe you're right. I like the training here. Yeah, let's take the Chimera and maybe splash it. We'll see. We have some splash support right here already. That's one reason to take it. A bleeper. What's this? Oh, this helps. Oh, this is just green. But this is good, right? I've never played with this. Or against it, actually. When enchanted land is half for mana. Okay, so it adds green. So this actually does help us get poly out a turn early. And when it's you can pay 4 and sack it to create. Okay, so yeah, it seems fine. It's also an aura, this is an enchantment aura, so it triggers Wander, etc. It can be bounced if it need. Well, I don't know what bouncing does. Bouncing doesn't do anything for us like with this. Underworld Dreams is a little much. take Commanding Presence, also potentially splashing. We're going to be too heavy green for me to ever want to play Underworld Dreams, I think, unless I'm like happy to play it as like effectively a 6 or a 7 drop. I don't want the Colossus either, I don't think, not here. I'll take Presence as something we could also splash. And if not, at least it's Vault Progress. Here's another Moss Viper, an aspect we could play. The Skirmisher, what are we doing on 2s? Yeah, I don't think, again, we don't want to, like, there's just too many other good things going on at 2 besides Skirmisher. Could be time for Aspect. But I think we just pick up our Death Toucher, right? That's fine. It's nothing special, but it's fine. Another Soul Reaper. Final Flare could be splashable. Skirmishers keep trying to make our deck. When would we be boarding in Libation? I'm a legit question. I'm just trying to, like, what job does that do that we're like, okay, we're gonna bring in that? Like, because they're only playing big stuff, no tokens or something like that. Just feels like that card did some reasonable work against us yesterday, but hey, we went 5-0, so I guess we came out on top in the end. Maybe we take a Colossus here. Something else to ramp to, like it better than Gift. Omen to continue supporting possible splashes over the Libation. Enemy came back. We can decide if it deserves another try. Mirror Shield, interesting pickup here. All right, pack 3, give us a nice third rare. Temple. You take it for the collecting. We have, what else do we have instead? We have Elspeth's Nightmare or Typhon. Nightmare Wheels, really. I think Nightmare and Typhon and Binding and Cling, these are all marginal enough that I'm going to take potentially playable gems. I don't think any of the cards here are strong enough to not take the Temple, and it could support a red splash. I'm not thinking it's likely. This is a gem pick, but, you know, it could end up playing. Are we supposed to play a half-color Scryland? Maybe you are supposed to. I'll leave it in, and we'll talk about that. Saw the Eidolon. I've been having trouble trying to get the Eidolon to work, but we have a Horn Beetle anyway, and Horn Beetle is going to win the day here. Another Final Death, but we also have a Blessing. I think I want to go with Blessing over Death. There's Rise to Glory that we could absolutely splash at this point. We have a Commanding Presence to consider as well. But it's hard to go for a splash on this type of card when we have a main color, main color card like this. There's some definite benefits to Final Death, but this is 5 mana, this is 2 mana, and we do have potential interactions. Like, if we take the Blessing, then I'm more willing to try and splash a Chimera. And then that gets dumb. So, yeah, I'm taking the Blessing and actually want to try and play this Chimera, especially if we get another one. Like this one, although there's this as well. But I think really would like this Wanderer. Sometimes I've seen this wheel, and bots don't seem to respect this very much. I'm going to take another blessing though, and then really try. We're going to try and splash this Chimera. Yeah, I get Wander ×2 is very tempting, but so is 2 blessings with a Chimera. So, you know, I made my choice. Yeah, we can take an amulet here since we're splashing. That's a good call. We might be double splashing even, and there's nothing else here for us. All right, here's a Gorgon I like a lot. We'll take that. There's another Relentless Pursuit, but this is a good Gorgon spot. Another Hydra's Growth. Looks like the pick here. You take 2 Hydra's Growth. We have a Mirror Shield. We get 2 Hydra's Growth, a Mirror Shield, and Pelucranos. Training is nice here as well. Taking that over another Soul Reaper. 12th Soul Reaper or whatever is not that important. Cling to Dust is an interesting sideboard card. We can get a second binding. We're playing 2 bindings. Do we have a lot of escape? We have some escape, right? 1. We don't have that much escape, actually, right? Yeah, I don't actually see that much escape. Pelucranos and... That's true. Similar job. Physician is also a consideration. But yeah, Cling, you know, you can wait on it and they don't know. Well, I mean, it's pack 3, pick 9. We're gonna pick up whatever comes our way. I don't know if we can demand escape on any given. I think a Nexus Warden's here. Forerunner. Altar helps with this splash. What are we splashing? We're probably not splashing the white, but I do want to splash this Chimera. So we're just splashing 1 blue card. I don't think we necessarily need Altar for that. Maybe just take the Forerunner. All right, Grove Dancer late gives us more options at 2. Our 2s are like an icicle, so that's really nice. I don't want another amulet. We already have an amulet. I'm not going to play 2. We're pretty set on our splash as far as tools to splash it go. I think I'm playing that. This really did not work for me when I played it the first time, but maybe I'll give it another try. Impending Doom, though, like, part of what you're trying to do with Impending Doom is drop it on something, turn 2 whatever, turn 3 Impending Doom, deal with it, and that's not something you want to try and do out of a splash. I think it's powerful enough to be worth it, yeah. Adrian, this card unanswered just wins games, and we have the tools to win the games with it. And no, I mean, enemy you can play in the late game, and it's real. Like, when you can drop it as effectively a 5/5 for 6 on your turn and a 4/4 flying for 6 on their turn is pretty good. But the fact that for 6 mana sometimes you can't play it at all is kind of a deal breaker for me. I'm going to cut a Temple Thief. The other thing about splashing the blue is, like, we're basically green. We're a green deck with a little bit of black and just one blue card. So 4 cuts. Probably want to be finding non-creatures to cut. We probably don't even need this omen. Maybe 1 binding can go. Okay, thanks, Fiddles. I'll keep that in mind. How many ways can we deal with blessing? Which blessing? Oh, you mean like getting rid of our own? I mean, we can sack it with, or destroy it with Return to Nature. But we don't really have that many ways. I'm still willing to play it, though. We can bounce it with Chimera, can't we? Yeah, so we can do that. Well, we try to bounce it and then it kills it. Yeah, maybe the ramp enchantment is not worth it here. We're not really ramping to much. I think that's a good call. We can even, with Amulet, call this a 16 and cut a swamp even. Well, actually, we want to cut like... I go to 1 island, and then we have island. We have Amulet, and we have Caryatid. We can maybe do 2 islands even. Again, we just don't have that. We don't need that many swamps. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Like, what do you think of this? Is that might be too many of these. Like 9, 5, 2. We're just all green very early. Yeah, I kind of like that aura, but it seems a little bit clunky. And this seems pretty good. I did cut Omen of the Hunt. Do you disagree? I guess if we're thinking of almost the black and blue as a double splash, we could bring back Omen of the Hunt and cut something else. I don't know if I want to go any lower on creatures, though. It's not a mountain, it's a temple. And we're okay with running a half on color Scryland. I only play Amulet when we're splashing, but it does a reasonable job of that. Oh yeah, here I can get out of, let me get into deck building. That'll help a little bit. So is there a suggestion to bring back the Omen? Yeah, I'm always checking this, right? Yeah, we could cut a training, I suppose. We have the 2 blessings and they're better. That's reasonable. Okay, let's try this. Actually, I'm going to call this Haumph. Get it? Paul. We got Paul. Training is only really good with Chimera. I mean, it does say draw a card on it. You see that part, right? So drawing a card for an extra point of power is fine, and comboing with Wanderer and Chimera is great. It doesn't matter that the beetle is often a bear here. We're still playing it. It's not that hard to get something up to a 4 power, even if it's waiting for a Forerunner or Paul. I see what you're saying. This is a pretty weak as far as a beetle deck goes, but I'm not cutting it. No, I'm not a fan of Hydra's Growth main deck. Have you seen removal? Really punishes this type of stuff. This is... feel like everybody's just like, have you all lost your minds? Has limited resources meant nothing? Have we not? There's still auras, people. You can go for the high risk, high gain if you want. I like going for the solid double and bringing in the high risk, high gain when I think the gain is a little bit better and the risk a bit lower. Couple of black cards. We knew we're mostly green, so this isn't a surprise. I'm going to keep this. We have wardens into training, so it's fine. It's not amazing, but it's fine. Well, hopefully we'll get a nice red-green matchup where I'll happily bring in the Hydras with Poly. We'll have some fun. I'm gonna pass here and hope they go for an aura on Envoy, and we punish them. Now I'm not gonna mess. Well, we're playing our own wardens. That doesn't do anything there. And these are both enchantment creatures. If we go shields down and they put an aura on either one, we can still return to nature out from underneath. So I am going to continue on the plan with the wardens here, and we'll save the return to nature. But don't want to see incredible value aura right now, because we're going to have to take it if it's like commanding presence or something like that. This has some risk as well, but since none of these represent a lethal threat, it doesn't necessarily signal a trick. It could just be signaling a free attack. We could just take it all, but if you're going to play a Nexus Wardens, they're kind of there to block, so we are going to block and make them have it. If we're trading with a trick, okay. I considered this trick, especially given it's an aura deck, and like we could have put it on the Envoy, and then they wouldn't have had the trick. But then they just would have held it, and we would have traded for the trick some other time. So again, I was okay with that. And I'm really happy we found a swamp, of course. That gives us a follow-up play here that we might not have had without it. But again, swords, you see what I'm saying, swordsman? Like, we block the bird, and if they don't have a trick, if they were just taking their free attack, well, then they got in a bigger attack. And if we're saying we're gonna block, we're saying we're calling them on having a trick, so let's call them and make them trade the trick. I mean, we did get the trick out of their hand, and if we had blocked the other way, we'd still have our wardens, they'd still have their trick. So, and again, I'm going to do it again here. Like, I'm happy, again, well, that's a little bit worse, because the trick stays, but we do get to return to nature that, and we found Poly. So let's go with, we just want to just run Paul right out there. They've only got one card left. Let's run Paul out and say beat it. Alright, now I gotta read my own card and stuff. So, if damage will be dealt, remove that many, and then it fights, but of course if it fights, it's gonna lose counters. Yes, we want to fight the Leonin first, probably. We can also just exile here. We can go in for a attack and be able to final death away one of the two. Let's do that. They probably go for a double block here, right? Or if they don't, that's fine too. We can play Forerunner or do some other stuff. Hold on, my son is texting me. Oh, God. What is going on, Oliver? I think my son's been hacked. Sorry, Oppo. I'm not trying to slow roll you. I'm trying to be a dad. Well, we could exile the Leonin. Let's see. It's going to get something of ours no matter what, and we kind of like all of our stuff, and the other thing's going to die no matter what anyway. So yeah, we'll exile the Leonin. We could just use the return though. Yeah, that's the thing. If we return, it works too. Yeah, I'm going to use return. We're not going to let him trade. That was never the plan. Interesting that they took the non-creature. I think against black-green, you really want to take the creature since there's tools to get permanence back in black-green. We'll go ahead and train on Polly. Nothing else to do. Yeah, play that too. That seemed to work. One second. Light up the stage has been working, so let's give that a try. I did a restart that seemed to fix it.
To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance!
And he just got spam texted to him, but in my marketing at me, saying the name Ryan, and he just wanted to let me know that. Okay. I think we do have a plummet. Sorry, I want to see what else we've got going on. Only the envoy, but with white, we can presume they got some more there. Oh, I thought we had a plummet, didn't we? I guess we didn't get one. Never mind. Really thought we had one, but I'm a big liar. We could bring in our enemy just to have a big thing of our own, but I think I actually just like running this back. I think we were on the verge of picking one a couple of times, so it felt like we had one. We can keep this. Get Omen to get our island, and have black-green here, and good to go. Probably going to go Temple first over Moss Viper. This we really want for defense anyway, so doesn't really matter if we miss a point of damage. Actually, it'll be several points. Well, there's an argument for playing it because if we go Malice, then we go Forest, we go Grove Dancer. It could be several turns before we actually play a Moss Viper on the current pace, but I still think that's fine. I'm going to go for the Scry. Oh, we're interesting. Well, I'm going to actually bottom that because we're going to get it with Omen, so we don't need to draw it. Oh, my record is way off. Thank you. We are 0-0. Would love to hit 4-0 again, but we'll have to see what we can do. We could also wait on Grove Dancer to trigger Wardens, but it just gains life. That's not worth it either. Let's max out our mana. With the Wardens here, next turn we have Viper plus Soul Reaper or Omen. I could have attacked first. They probably didn't block, so I might have missed 2 points there. I should have attacked first, yeah. Gotta give those attacks a try, you know? Although not into this kind of open mana. So, what are we doing? We can go Mogus, get some life, you know, trigger the Wardens. Viper, trigger the... not trigger the Wardens. We can go Blessing, but we're gonna wait on Blessing, do this later. So, and I don't want to do this Blessing until the coast is a little clearer, and we don't really have... I mean, we could kill the Caryatid, but that doesn't seem right anyway. So I think we're going to go... Also, well, we don't have our next land yet, so maybe we'll go Viper and flash out the Omen to get our 5th land drop. Because if we drop, like... Trouble with dropping, like, Mogus is, like... doesn't get through here. I guess maybe we can get through in a gang. So there is that. But I like going and getting a land. We have a couple ways to get rid of the Blessing, but they're not very reliable. This soul, yeah, that's feature only. Yeah, Temple is half color Scryland. My feeling with the Blessing is that the Wardens gives us enough life gain to outpace it, and hopefully we just win off the card advantage, and taking a few pings as we cast stuff is not going to be the end of the world. Well, the reason you'd not play it is that you're paying 1 to scry, basically, right? Since it enters the battlefield tapped, you could almost read it as... When this enters the battlefield, you must pay 1 to scry 1. You know, so it doesn't let you cast stuff on curve if you really need to. That's the big downside. Still a lot of land there. Let's go with... Actually, I'm going to do it this way. There is no... We're splashing for a 4-drop blue card. So if we were to find the 4-drop blue card, we would not, in fact, be able to cast it. So I'm thinking of going Blessing to draw 3 to try and cast something else this turn. We could just take the Soul Reap, though. Well, there's also nothing much I actually want to kill with the Blessing anyway. We can go Soul Reaper and Scry is another thing. Yeah, Haj likes that line. Okay, I'm in for that too. Oh, and do we want to just offer Viper? I think if they want to... Although they might be glad to do that. Maybe they're hoping for an aura. I think we wait, because we can Blessing with Viper and do some real work there. I just think we stay patient. And I'm going to scry, and we'll, again, save the Treacherous as kind of our last... our hand-emptying play. Yeah, we might be big enough on ground now to be worth getting this out of the way. We didn't really have a good enough attack before, but now we kind of have, with the Mogus coming down and Oppo not really doing anything, now we start to have enough to be worth getting that flyer out of the way because we can actually attack. But it does kind of seem like they're waiting on something, right? We're gonna keep that though. Make a 3/3. I like a bigger warden. Spread it around. Z to undo. Yeah, let's bless now and try and take out the hero. Apparently that was enough. Seemed like an early scoop, but I'll take it. We get a lot of those around these parts. For some people, the mental health of ending the game that's frustrating you is much better than the win percentage remaining. Awkward. Better. I'm gonna ditch the Moss Viper, actually. I think Return to Nature is a little better and we need everything else. Maybe we'll find a forest on top naturally, and if not, we'll see why people don't love the amulet. It's just clunky. We'd love to play this on 2, but we didn't get the fixing, so now we have to spend our whole second turn, first and second turn, fixing with the amulet, which puts us basically a turn behind on things. But we do get to splash our blue, so that's the payoff. That's the trade-off and the payoff. Got something, got a target for our Return to Nature, and an unusual one. Usually we're hitting enchantments with this. This is kind of your enchantment creature Doomblade of the set, but it also takes care of a Shadow Spear, and we may be able to do that mid-combat and get him double. That's the plan. It was certainly a factor. Swordsman says with the that factor, with the way that it played out with the amulet, giving us a single green mana on turn 2, is that a reason to keep the Asp? It's a reason to keep the Asp. It's not but it just goes on the scale, right? And I still felt that the more Doombladey style removal of Return to Nature felt more important to me than the Death Touch blocker style removal of the Asp. So even though we didn't get to roll it out exactly the way we wanted, I still like how it ended up. Yeah, now we got to figure out which artifact we're going to destroy. Are we gonna... Yeah, I better play a forest since we may want to Return to Nature this turn. Probably gonna use this before we untap one way or another. And maybe we try to find a spot to return in after they've dumped a bunch of X into the Lyre. But yeah, I think the Spear is probably more dangerous than the Lyre. The Lyre we can overwhelm it with numbers, but the spear just is relentless. Ooh, Heliod's intervention on... Oh, ouch. Sorry, Stratic. I can't believe you're still here. You're not, like, sleeping that off? No, I want to use my mana this turn. I mean, we may not find anything to make that relevant, but I wanted to use my mana. Alright, we did find something to make it relevant, so I'm glad we did that. Yeah, if you wanted to wait, it might have been correct, even though we found the spawn. Like, we needed to find something for, you know, a hefty chunk of mana to do on this turn, or else it would have been worth waiting for a possible blowout. But in this case, we did get our play to make, at least. And that's nice with Blessing. Likely to be able to take out most stuff Oppo plays with 3 power. Most. There's... You know, there's some 4 toughness out there. We'll see if they find it. The Blue Splash is the 3/2 flyer for 4 that bounces enchantments on upkeep. We could go for the Envoy, but I don't see why. We should just... attack in, leaving Final Death up. Yeah, Gorgon's not having Death Touch is a little weird, but they still have something Gorgon-y, which is, you know, there's this ETB sacrifice a creature, so it's still doing Gorgon-y things in that way. But I hear you. Not perfect flavor by any stretch. Do we care about this? So they get 2/1. They win combat. They get our Wanderer dead. But then, like, again, do we care? Is it worth saving the Wanderer? Maybe it is. It really does cycle through your deck. Draws a lot of cards. So I'll do it. It's also a kind of a 2-for-1 here. Well, it's not kind of a 2-for-1. It is a 2-for-1. It's just they're not super strong 2 cards, but we'll take it. They weren't strong in that context anyway. I think this has the potential to be a very strong card. It just wasn't being strong for Oppo in that context. All right, let's bless the spawn. They might have the, let's see, if they have +2/+2, well, it lets us know we shouldn't attack. Let's try it. And again, at worst, it trades for a trick. Alright, it did in fact trade for the old Blessing, but that's fine. I kind of wish it got big enough to kill the spawn. I want this spawn dead. I will try and remember my Grove Drancer activations. I missed a couple yesterday. Could have played this, or did we play a land? I can't remember if we played a land. Could have had double activation if we played one, but I like having something in our hand to pretend with. Yeah, I'm in support of dropping the win count down if they drop the price accordingly. I think they like the price on traditional is the thing. Yep, that's what I'm going to do east. That's what I was saying. Yesterday I missed a couple activations here, but we're not going to do that this time. We're going to remember. We got nothing. Suppose I got a main phase milled in case we had a poly to recast, but I don't think we have the... Yeah, we don't have the tools in the graveyard yet. We might after I self-mill a couple times here. Well, this is veering away from us. We can get back on course with a good draw, but right now we are losing. And we are losing pretty badly and need to find some help right away. Or we're going to be taking 6 a turn until we start chumping. Ew. Well, good thing we keep milling action to find our lands, but this should help a little bit. Hey, look at that. Should we mill him? How do we... For 6 mana, we can... escape him. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're 1 mana short of being able to mill and escape. So we'll just wait and draw naturally, and hopefully Paul gets us out of it. Because there's no point in spinning him in this situation. Yeah. But we're up against it. Might need to do some chumping here, knowing that Paul is right around the corner. We'll see. Hey, Miss Muffin, thank you for the raid. Welcome, Muffin Eaters. All right, yeah, I think we got to take some, do some chumping. Sad times, but so it goes. I think we give up. What do we give up? Maybe we can just chump both. And then we're ready to block and fight with Paul. Although, chumping the Trampler, a little less useful, although we can get all of it by doing this. I think we want to do both. I think let's just keep our life total high ahead of Paul. And hey, it's fuel for recurring Paul out of the yard there. Doesn't matter. We go like this, 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 and this, and then we have... And we play the land, we have 2 activations even. Well, if they go for the Liar, it's okay because we can at least... Paul can fight on command, so we can eventually... Even if they Liar, in response we can take out the Herald and the Chimera. Yeah, they need to both choose to untap the Liar and then find a 6th land. And even if they do that, we're not dead because we get to shoot down 2 of their things. Yep. Here, do I need to put a stop? We should get a natural stop, but I put one in just in case. It's been affecting me, Pimpin'. Like, I'm trying to just stream for a few hours a day, but I also want to complete events. Like, it's good for me and my YouTube friends, hi YouTube friends, when we complete events. And all right, so they're going for it, and that's fine. We let this happen. But then... do that. And that. Munch, munch. And no matter what, we're going to have Paul fight again before we untap, just to get him in the yard to recast as a 12-12. But maybe they'll play something with 1 toughness and we can actually win a fight. No, I'm at 5 life. I'm on D. We're on defense, East. Yeah, maybe I should have done it this turn. Fair point. It'll work out. We're just chumping with the caryatid this turn. Six, and then we'd still have 1 fight. We don't get 2 by playing a land, so I'm going to sandbag the land here, and we'll stick to our 1 fight. Sure. Is it enough? Not out of the woods yet. But it's a fine start. Yeah, we could fight our own spawn, and we might. Especially depending on how this goes. I don't want to block the spider. We don't want to let them recast a spider this turn. If they go for some sort of game-winning combat trick, we can fight in response. And it doesn't feel like 3 fights is going to matter, though, right? Now, do we want to go to 6 to fight this down, and then it's exile 3 others? And we do have the 3 others. Yeah, I like... You don't think so? You don't want to do that? I mean, we do have a 9/9. That's pretty good. Intangible wants to not even bother getting the spawn back when future turns might require a second rebuy of Poly. And now at 9 mana, they do have the ability to tap down Unchained, but then we get our spawn back, so... And then we have a tapped 9/9 that can just throw around fights. Like, that's not bad. Yeah, just waiting to get to the my turn window. And we'll fight Spidey. Nothing but land for us. I mean, they got to play something that... They got to play enough things that Polly can't fight them all to death. Or they kill the spawn and keep Polly tapped. Looks like that's what they're trying to do, maybe? They're rolling over the spawn. Well, don't know what we have here. If they have something for the spawn, this game goes on. But then we just fight it and get it back, I suppose. So yeah, this is actually not going to do it over the course of a couple turns. Let's see what they want to do. They may go for the Poly. Let's see what they do here. They gotta go for the spawn though, right? They gotta. Don't we just win? Oh no, because they're gonna go, they're gonna make the spider after the fact. Can it fight itself? Yeah, I gotta fight the spawn now. This way they bring back the spider and we can at least bring the spawn out and make it sack. Going okay so far. Trying to win our third game of 3 with it. We went 2-0 in the first match. Yeah, a little fight club here. Tyler Durden punching himself. This is a third-party tool called Cardboard Live. So that's not Wizards of the Coast's doing. So they are just like, well, we can't... Seriously, deck? That's 14 of our land. We have a 16 land deck, so 2 land left in our final 14. So we're gonna wait as well. Let's see. It's really sad, but we're gonna wait. It does get, let's see, well, it gets big enough to attack through the spider. Maybe I should have done it anyway. But they're also going to have to do this on Chapter 3. It's a forced effect, and they'll bring something back then. We're going to draw one of our 2 lands left, though, because that's what we do. We're landlords. Yeah, that's the other thing. They had the tap spawn with Liar play. Oppo's playing really well. They're in the tank now on how to finish this off here. Awkward. Definitely awkward, but I think we still go for it. We kind of have to be able to win this game on a handful of more spell casts anyway. So I'm going to go spawn into Blessing, but I want to make sure we do this right. So spawn is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, spawn first because we want to take as few from the Blessing as we can, although it looks like it costs us 5. We can afford it, but worth noting. Yeah, we have some life gain in the Warden, but we don't really have access to it now. So we go for this. We're going for this. But I think we gotta. Here we go. Aren't we just dead? Do they have something hasty? Well, Chimera bounces the Blessing. Well, it kills the Blessing, but basically with Chimera, we only take 1 more off of casting. And the question is, do we do it now? And if they only come up with like, I'm going to hold off on the Viper because maybe they go for a ground creature. Unlikely, but maybe. Although it does become something that can attack. Yeah, I'm gonna play it. Steven's right, because we actually need to attack here. Well, Chimera's job is to, like, bounce the Blessing. AKA kill the Blessing. And to block a Chimera. Although it's a 4/4, huh? Ouch. Oh, that's part of that resolution. Yep, there's the land. Maybe we'll find all of it. Let's just find all of it. Yeah, Liar wins if they see it, right? Let's make them see it. Yeah, it was a shuffler loss, but they happen to everybody. We just, you can't draw 15 of your 16 lands plus your Traveler's Amulet and expect to get there. But look, they didn't do it. So there's that. Yeah, that's Haj is right. I just assumed we were dead, but maybe if we had played the Forerunner, they would have killed us. Oh, good, we can get our last land. Well, that's the main thing. We wouldn't have had it anyway. They have the... they had the 4/4. Too many lands. Can't win that game. What are we seeing from their removal? Maybe this could be a Hydra's Growth matchup. We haven't seen any removal. They might have kind of the white, the pacifism style. Do Hydra's Growth, maybe just one though, and we can do it for a training. Then we have one in there. I'm just going to leave it at one. I like that swap. And then call it good. Sure. Oppo moles, that's good for us. We have Grove Dancer into Wardens, into either Pursuit or Blessing. Or maybe we just Blessing here, Bolt the Bird. Yeah, I'm in for bolting the bird here, actually. We miss out on some life. But with Blessing, you don't know when you're, you don't always have something easily to kill. It's not like it kills everything, so... Crime Thought, the lunchbox is behind me. If you favor, you're late. If you'd showed up, much better target for that. Anyway, you can use Boxed In to move the lunchboxes behind me around to your satisfaction. Wardens does a little stuff, but it actually doesn't put much aggro. We could just Relentless Pursuit, but I'll go ahead and Wardens here. We'll Wardens and attack. I'm not going to like we could favor to try to make our own creatures big, but that's not why it's here. We want to pick off stuff like the Caryatid. I'm going to attack and see if they want to block the 2/4. I haven't played much of Mogus's Favor. It's going to do us a favor here. And we'll do this. And this and this. We don't need another hero. Let's... Can't Forerunner and Beetle. Let's send in first. Maybe they won't block this time, given what happened last time. Yeah, we could do Mogus plus Favor to get Mogus up to Beetle levels, but I will just play the Forerunner now. Or we could do... I guess Beetle Soul Reaper is a little better. Let's go wide, and then we'll drop the Forerunner next turn. I just want to... I hear Forerunner, and I just think of the Toyota vehicle. Is there any alters out there with Nylea behind the wheel of a Forerunner? Hey, that was our plan. Well, still gonna Forerun. We get this, 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 and this all attacking. They might have Blessing. But, again, if they have Blessing, they're going to blow us out with it at some point. And I would like them to not blow out the Forerunner, so I'm going to give them a Blessing opportunity here. We also need to just race. Like, they're at 14, and this thing's going to get out of hand. So we got to try and get them dead before this thing takes over. I'm gonna just play the land. We've got escape stuff to do and I just don't... Not hiding anything here. Just gotta try to win before this Hydra thing takes over. And hope they don't have much. Ooh, Forerunner of their own is pretty legit. Viper, not bad though. Maybe we want to put the Favor somewhere now. We could put the Favor on the Forerunner. Everything we have has trample. They have 9 toughness for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So they survive. Well, if they block the Forerunner with the hero, though, that's bad for us. But maybe it gives us enough to get there next turn. We get some life, too. Okay. I also got to forget... forgetting my Grove Dancer. We'll go this and this. Submit to... the Beetle gets +1 at the beginning of combat. That's where I got my 16 from. The other, yeah, we could have waited and tried to put Mogus's Favor on the hero after combat, but I think we're just trying to go wide and throw away creatures for damage here. Just hoping that this plus an attack next turn is enough, basically. We can draw with Mogus if the trample damage isn't worth it. For example, in the case of this Wardens here. Or we win? Okay. Oppo misblocked. Maybe they forgot trample on everything? I don't know. Maybe they forgot trample. Which is weird, though, because they were blocking our trampler with their trampler. You could try the Enemy of Enlightenment. We're going a little long in this matchup, and it wouldn't be bad with what they're putting in the air. You know how I feel about a floor of unplayability, but this could be a spot for it. I'm going to cut one Soul Reaper for a bigger top end. Assuming Oppo will play here. I don't mind it fresh dangle as late game air support. We're going to try it anyway. I certainly disliked it. I gave it a try in sealed, and it showed up when I couldn't cast it, and it was pretty awful. But if you get it late, it's not like your opponent can sit there building up cards back in hand to kill it. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes you get your late game cards in your opener, but it's not like we have too many late game cards. Sometimes you get your late game cards in your opener. But thanks for cursing us. Now we're going to, because you said it. It depends on how grindy the format is. It's possible Ben is right, but I like getting on board first. Ben likes in grindy formats being able to have more draws to like that land you need, that kind of thing. Yeah, we're keeping this. Flavorful to turn a Moss Viper into its big snaky dad friend. Malice here. And we don't need that. We've got an Omen of the Hunt, find more land. Oppo not doing much here. Let's see what they come up with now and when we decide we want to go for our growth. Well, hold off, Ryan. Let's see. If we Warbriar's Blessing here, we can take out the Pegasus, but the Pegasus is already being stopped by the Nexus Wardens. We can Traverse Amulet, Omen of the Hunt, and just kind of get our mana set up. I'm still a little nervous about running it out right away. They have the Elspeth enchant they could come up with, for one thing. But I suppose we put it in our deck for a reason, right? Buckeye wants to try to get 2 or 3 in. Yeah, I don't think early pressure is going to be what does it here, really. I'm going to use I want to really plan this out here a little better, really think through whether I want to go for this now. I'm going to go with Mogus and Amulet here. Oh, that's right. It only hits big CMC. Okay, that makes me feel a little better, but I still like building out the board a little more here. Like so. You can send in this. I'll take the Viper trait if they want it. Might Amulet on upkeep. I'll at least put a consideration. Feel like we're getting combat tricked here, but we're going to trade for it. That's fine. They might just be getting some life, because if this could be a free attack for gaining 2 life if they have nothing else, but I'm also willing to trade Wardens for the trick. Yeah. That's what it felt like, and I was down for that trade. Maybe they're going to naturalize that. Mystic Repeal. Great. See, they have stuff. You know, those of you who wanted Hydra's growth, like, wait till they get stuff out of their hands. It's like they put spells in their hand for a reason, you know. Let's see. We are maybe Hydra's growthing here, but that does mean we can Amulet pre-draw. But I'm going to try it now. And let's be clear, there's still a ton of risk. These 3 remaining cards could have stuff to mess with our growth. But we did put it in our deck. We gotta play it at some point. Cross our fingers, see if they can punish us. It would be... I'm not going to be salty at all if they do. I'm railing against stuff like Hydras on Vipers with cards in hand because of how risky it is. We'll see how it goes for us. Strolling around on the dark side here. How much Mystical Repeal? Definitely 1, probably 2. Why you want to go with the Blessing now? I mean, you want to take on less risk? My feeling is, okay, look, we put this darn Hydra's growth in the deck because we felt like they weren't going to be able to do too much about it. This is a snowball. This needs to get rolling, and so I wanted to get the snowball rolling soon. Double strike. Yeah, we're doing Warbriar now, just deciding on Pegasus versus Double Striker. I guess this gets big enough that we don't need to worry about Double Strike. So let's go ahead and take out the flyer. And this does not have it, and there's no way they can make an enchantment enter, so we do get an attack here. They could crack back for pretty hefty amount if they end up with a, like, you could say like a worst case scenario of like a commanding presence, and we get hit for 8, 10, something like that. We can get hit for a lot of damage next turn, but it won't be lethal, and our Viper will then get pretty darn big. So, and we're not blocking exactly, so let's attack. We didn't see many auras in game 1. We don't know exactly what they're doing on that front, no. I'm gonna potentially scry upkeep, so we'll put a stop there in case we want to activate this on upkeep. It's permanent, so they can take away our growth, which is too bad. I'll do this. Maybe they'll... Actually, they've already gone for it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They can't kill the Viper. It's too small. Or too low of the CMC. I'm gonna go like... Dun, dun. Dun. Definitely don't want the swamp. Do we want the Grove Dancer? Grove Dancer is not exciting, but it does fill our yard and could help us find Polly. I know we want bigger east, but it does start milling us to try and find Paul. All right, I'll send it back, but I think there's an argument for doing the self-mill on that. Here's some self-mill we can get behind anyway. When do we get... Oh, and we even get to bind them before they get to reanimate. Woof, that was a powerful mill. 3 spells. I'm gonna keep attacking here. A little risky, but this should help. Get some life, and we'll stop them from getting their best thing back on the Conquer Death. Yeah, that's why I was happy about this draw. We get to prevent... We're going to exile before they reanimate. Alright, maybe time to stay back on D here. Even 2 points of double strike is pretty oppressive. So we're going to get the Chimera and the Pegasus. We get a Horn Beetle. And a pass. And they got this. That's nice. They can tap down our Viper here. Well, they're disrupting right now with the Sentinel's Eyes. Might have to put the Horn Beetle in front of that to avoid that much damage. Although it's got Trample. So that's pretty brutal. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We can prevent 2 of it if we block. Or we can wait and see if we can do something maybe to make it bigger. I'm going to say no blocks. We just have to try and find something to kill the Forerunner. And what's Fenor's idea? I mean, right. I counted. I said 6 from Favored and 5 from Forerunner for 11 damage. 15? 6? And 5 is... What am I not? What am I missing? Why are you getting 15? Oh, it counted Unicorn. Yeah, Unicorn is not attacking. Scaring me. Sure, let's find some more lands. That's how we roll around here. Warden... I don't think anything stops us from dying. I guess the big butt does the best imitation. And we'll pretend like we got something back here. It looks like we're dropping our first match. I mean, it's our second match. This will be the first match that we have dropped. If they have no enchantment, it's not over. But maybe with the trample it is. Like, don't they just have... Okay. You had to really think that one through, huh? Alright. Maybe they're streaming. GG, Oppo. Looks fine. Actively good. Maybe we'll draw Paul off the top for the turn 3 Pelucranos. Thanks, Crime Thought. Have a great weekend. Pause from Oppo with a single black suggests Black Omen. So we know Oppo has Black Omen. I don't think there's anything else. Maybe the rare removal X spell would create a pause there. Blessing's the main thing. But it's good enough. We'll bounce Omen. Anything with an ETB is fine. Sorry, let's go attack and Soul Reap. No, I don't want to spend a turn on Omen when I want to be building a board advantage. And yeah, I'm willing to Blessing here, Viper on Mogus. And we'll get in. And I'm going to Omen first, and then we'll bind Blessing. I want a Blessing late so that we try to take a little bit less damage and kind of resolve our hand first. We might even draw something to play over Blessing. Guess I'll take a Swamp in case we want to go Blessing into something black. We can send the Viper and play the Forerunner here. That's fine. We had to pick a Viper versus Hierophant earlier in our draft. I took Viper over it. I like going cheap over big, but this definitely has a lot going for it. Drawback of this big dumb beast. Pretty easily killable for a 5-mana creature. Thinking of possibly omening on upkeep, but probably not. We'll just, in fact, I'm not going. We're just going to Blessing unless we draw something sweet. There's the omen we knew they had, or figured they had. There's only a couple of things that it could be otherwise. Well, that's good. Now we can just give up our Viper and a Blessing. Oh, sorry, I was thinking we can do Blessing, another Blessing. Although if we double Bless here and we do find our Chimera, we won't be able to bounce Blessings. We could also put Training on this and have 2 attacks. I don't want to start there, but I'm going to do Temple first, actually. Maybe we'll find our Chimera. No, put that on the bottom. And then I'm going to go with Training the Soul Reaper. And making offers. Yeah, if we do the Blessing, the Viper dies, which is why I was saying it takes us out of being able to do stuff with our Chimera if we find it. But this gives us 2 attacks. I'm happy with this. What does Warbriar on the Mana Dork do for us? You go take your flavor plays elsewhere, Mauxie. Your flavor plays on your stream. I don't know if we're upkeep scrying, but I'll think about it. Let's see. We do have 6. The mana that we might want to spend is the thing. So I don't think we are. I think I want to do both of these. Return to Nature maybe comes in handy later. Hey Thomas, what's up? You playing at Adams on Sunday? Can't remember if you were on that list or not. Let's see though. We will go ahead and yeah, I know with 7, but I wanted to potentially do both of these, so that's why I didn't. Okay, so I'm gonna put the Blessing on the Viper. It sets us up, the Viper up to be risky, but at the same time, it makes a 1/5 Death Toucher, which is a pretty cool attacker / blocker if they don't stop this. Play out the forest so we have Return to Nature if we want it. I could attack with a Caryatid. Maybe I should. Yeah, you know, I played the lands and we got to Return to Nature, but I'd actually rather have a couple damage here. Whatever they play that we want to return, we can do on our next turn, no big deal. Now I'll put the stop up, because I'm certainly going to be scrying on upkeep now. Target acquired. I'm going to keep the Wanderer at this point. I'll take any action. But it attacks, and while we don't need land, it filters out land. I mean, we had a thing going on earlier where, like, our deck was nothing but gas, not because we flooded out, but because we found so much land with Wanderer that it worked out that way. This is pretty straightforward attack still. Both of these trade, and in fact, I think if they want to, it's kind of a forced block on the 3/4, so. Marginal non-lands in mid-game scries are really tough, and I'm honestly not sure exactly what's correct. We're going to leave spawn in the yard, because if they come up with one creature in defense, we can bring it out, make them sack it, and we get the win. No, that is a totally reasonable factor as well. Which is, I say, there's just a lot of factors in that mid-game marginal play, because if Paul is right underneath, of course we want to get rid of it and get to Paul. But if there's 2 lands in a row underneath, we're happy to have something, anything, that kind of thing. Red, black. What are they doing? Some suspect cards. I don't think this is particularly good. I'm just looking for... I don't see any creature stealing. Usually red and black has been like steal and sack around these parts. But what do we even have to bring in? We can play anything. We have the splash. We could play Commanding Presence if we thought it was relevant. We could bring this enemy in, although that seems like they steal it. Like, I don't want to risk that. Do Mirror Shield, interesting against a presumably heavy removal deck, although again we didn't see heavy removal and really saw multiple Hierophants more than anything that are going to be their removal. I guess they have Mire's Grasp. I'm gonna just ship it back. I worry about the 6 mana flyer if they're stealing stuff, but you're right that they don't, in red black, they don't have the stuff to just reach out and, disenchant it or anything, so that's fair. Can we keep this? Yeah, with Amulet we can. Over about 6 life, then it starts to get pretty tough to cast, so you gotta watch out. Well, with that swamp draw, I'm gonna start on a curve out. We'll skip the Amulet for now. We can do Amulet on 3 if we need to. We'll go turn 1 and one of these on 2, and then potentially Amulet on 3. Temple Thief. No, I'm not going to offer that trade. Shield is a worthwhile sideboard option, but I want to see some removal first. they're in removal colors, but they haven't shown us too much. They've shown the answers they showed us to creatures are Death Touchers, and Death Touchers are not good against that shield. So, I mean, shield is not good against their Death Touchers. So I wasn't interested in that. Okay, fresh dangle noted. Oh, does shield kill Death Touchers? Oh, maybe I'm wrong. No, I was just thinking of the hexproof part. Sorry. Yeah, it's got that weird clause, the flavor clause on Death Touchers, so maybe that's fine. It's actually meant for Death Touchers. But you can understand where my head is coming from. In my head, I was only thinking about the hexproof, which is, in the abstract, not good against Death Touch. So you hear what I'm saying. We're going to go with well, if we go Amulet here, we get for sure Poly next turn. Because we have outs to make the beetle start getting bigger. And it's not a 1/3 anyway, it's just another 2/2. Amulet, I'm gonna do Amulet now and ensure Poly next turn. Can't break it in the 2/2. That's a lot of... You're spending too much mana there, East. We played a land this turn. But we're just going to go straight for Paul and hope it's enough. Yeah, this was our turn 3. We played the land already. Still not interested in blocking. We're going to try to get a big beetle after Poly hits. Well, they're curving out usefully. Playing stuff every turn. Being aggressive, but if they don't have destroy type removal, this should be amazing. And if they have destroy type removal, it should eventually still be amazing. We'll get it back with binding or whatever. Oh, we didn't do a power pull. Hoping we see Scry to the bottom here, signaling that they are looking for and failing to find answers to Pelucranos. But they're tanking, so it's close, but they went bottom. We have the uncommon Chimera flyer that bounces enchantments. So we can go Binding now or Grove Dancer now, but we want to keep up a Poly fight. Yeah, Hierophant's a great fight target because it overcomes the Death Touch side of it. Let's get Binding going so that if we lose Paul, we can get him back quickly. Above the Titans for limited. I don't know. I don't even know what Titans we're talking about. Show me a card on screen and I'll tell you if I like better than Poly or not, but I don't know the cards well enough to answer that question. Uro's pretty darn good. But Paul seems better than Uro even? I don't know. Paul's doing work here. I mean, Polly on 4 mana, you untap, you have a 6/6, and you either get to beat down with a 6/6 or just throw lightning bolts around, basically. Does fighting it exile it? Why does fighting Strider exile it? I don't understand. Oh, with bindings. Yes, yes, yes. I hear what you're saying. I thought there was something about Pelucranos that was exiling it, according to you. Well, we have 2 of these, and I'm only running 1, and I like the 1. I don't know. We need fuel for Paul in the graveyard, and digging to Paul is good. There's just a lot of reasons to be fine playing this. And yeah, I think we want the Woe Strider. Although that's an interesting attack. What does this do? Creatures you control get +1/+0, so they must be trying to offer the Horn Beetle. Like, they target this, and then they kill the Horn Beetle, but it's still a trade. Kind of like doing this. I'm gonna do it this way. Well, if we fight the thief, we lose Paul, but we can do it. We can do it. Well, if we fight the thief, we don't beat the hero, is the problem. So I don't want to do that. I want to just take the trade. And that's fine. They used a lot of resources to get to this spot, and we get to get the Woe Strider for sure. And what else do we want? Probably the Hierophant. And look, it's our buddy in the graveyard. We just got to get a little more fuel for him. Relentless Pursuit should do that. Or can we cast him now? We can even cast him now? Great. Anything else? Oh, we give up the spawn to do it, though? What is it? Escape. 6 others. Oh, we can't even do it yet. We'll get there soon enough. Let's go with Wardens and Relentless Pursuit. Ooh, interesting. Obviously the island, but then which of these creatures do we want? Let's go with the Forerunner. Let's get big. Yeah, we can just recast Paul via binding. That's a great point. I don't necessarily want to Freaka's spawn when it uses our resources to get Polly back as a 12/12. I'll take this offer. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can get 4 on Paul. We could have Paul. I like just Paul and Paul activation though. Happy birthday, D. I'm just trying to decide if we want to do anything else. Sorry, I'm playing slow here. I'm going to say no attacks, though. Favor on what, East? Where do you want to put the favor? My plan is basically just to use Pelucranos to kill Oppo's stuff, and then get back Pelucranos and win with a 12-12. That's like... that's where I'm going. Well, doesn't even really, if they're going to attack, it just saves us the, now we get them both. That's great. I'm going to take out this, and then this. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just gonna bring Polly back and play the Grove Dancer. Yeah, that's true. We could just go with the favor now to get an attack in. Sure, let's do that. Maybe. If they draw removal, like exile removal for Paul right now, it's not over. Maybe it did, I don't know. All right, 2 wins. Got some gems back. Sitting on 2 and 1. I'm gonna take a little bio break. Maybe even take one long enough to make some more coffee. I think I want some more coffee. So give me like give me 5-ish minutes here, and I'll play a song or something and be back after that. Hold on. All right, I got my coffee. We got 800 gems back, looking for break even here. Thank you, Card Kingdom. Appreciate their sponsorship a lot. Please be sure to check out Card Kingdom via my affiliate link down in the panels below. Great way to get your magical cards. Well, this is our heavy green deck, splashing the Chimera and just a few black cards. And well, Jay, probably not. D, we're going to play it by ear a little bit. I need to focus on limited content right now, and also have a lot going on this afternoon, so I'm going to say probably not. Probably no J today. I'm going to mulligan this. This is kind of sad, but it's not doing anything yet, so keep this, though. I'm going to give up the Soul Reaper. Because Viper plus Blessing takes care of some early stuff. Final Death gives us some play against late stuff, and hopefully we'll find stuff in between. Does that make sense? Y'all down with the Soul Reaper over like the Amulet? We could get rid of the Amulet. When we have our two main colors, we can worry about our splash later. Yeah, actually I'm going to be greedy on land. I'm going to be greedy on land. This gives us a turn 3 play with any land. That was close, though. So, mess around or not mess around? I'm going to say not mess around. If they do something like Commanding Presence on turn 3, we're going to be sad that we waited around on Briar's on Warbriar Blessing. I mean, then you're kind of saying you don't want to splash, Baron. I mean, if you don't want to splash, that's fine, but I'm not running the Amulet if I'm trying to splash a third color. I don't think so, D. I'm just looking to basically finish this event and largely call it a day with what I've got coming up. All right, that's fine. We can Soul Reap. All right, we're curving out at least. Bindings can get land if you mill one of your handful, whereas Amulet gets a land from anywhere in your deck. Binding just gets it from your top handful, and I think you're asking a lot for Bindings to be your mana fixing. No blocks here. Now we have no attacks either, but we can play the Spawn and leave back Viper for defense now. But yeah, if Bindings did something that truly was more Omen-like, more go actually find the basic in your library, then I'd be, yeah, I'd like that over Amulet, I think. We're just gonna play this out, this match out, or this event out, D. And if we lose this match, like if we're done before noon, then Jay's around, I'll bring Jay on for a couple of games. But well, what did they do that? They put how did this get 3-3? I wasn't looking. Oh, they played another enchantment. What did they play? Oh, they enchanted. Oh, here we go. Sorry, I missed the Heliod's Punishment. I was like, what's going on here? It's Heliod's Punishment. Got it. I'm there. I understand. So, are we going to take this trade? We got 2 cards left. We could take the trade because then... Well, they still... No, I'm going to say no blocks. They don't have an attack unless they continue to find more enchantments, and we can slowly work the this punishment off of our Duder. Kenyon wants to take the trade. I didn't want to take it, Kenyon, because now we just have a clean block. Like, if this was a permanent 3-3, I absolutely would have taken the trade. But now we get to sit here with Final Death up in case of something obscene, and we can just play a longer game. I like our long game. It's just personal stuff. Yeah, it should tap the punish while I remember. Oh, Elspeth, this probably is not good for us. Don't remember what Elspeth does, but the face of the set can't be good for us. -1, up to 2 target creatures you control each get +2/+1 until end of turn. Okay. -2, create 2 1/1 white human soldier creature tokens. Okay, token maker. And -3, gain 5 life and escape. Okay, you can escape. That's the big thing.
yourself, Heliod. I have killed one.
Yeah, I
guard
can't
already.
final death it, that's for sure.
I am proud of my comrades.
Now I think we should final death and the pious wayfarer, and we're gonna Mogus's favor like one of the we gotta try to do some control on Elspeth. I think maybe I'm overrating her or something. Let's do this while I'm thinking about it. We can put favor on the Soul Reaper, then we get ourselves a 4-2, but 4-2 is not great. So I don't think we want favor now unless we want to put it on a 1-1. If we don't favor and we attack with everything, what happens? They maybe put the Grove Dancer and a soldier on the Viper, but more than likely they put a soldier and a Grove Dancer on the Mogus and accept the Viper hit. Yeah, but we can try and work, you know, if we keep the pressure on at least the resources, that like they maybe won't have the resources to do that. Just trying to figure out how we're approaching the attack on her here. And I think we'll give them what they want to do. We have, at the very least, we can finish off. We'll get at least the Grove Dancer. I guess we're trading Mogus for Grove Dancer in this scenario. Hey, Rocket Doggy.
I will escape this place.
It's -2 to make the soldiers, so... What do you want to do about it then, Kenyon? And that wasn't throwing away resources, it was a 1-for-1. I haven't thrown away anything. And what's your plan? We can favor and recur favor. Kill both of these. I'm gonna pass here. Leave this stuff in hand. Well, if they're going for escaping the Sentinel's eyes, maybe that's good for us.
I believe in you.
Guess we just go after her. Send the Viper at Elspeth. I'm gonna hold the favor again. It's possible we'll find something better, and we've got blocks on the 1-1 anyway. I think we probably will, Mike. I'm just not in a hurry to do it this turn. Do you think I should be doing it this turn for some? Like, why do you want to do it? Why are you so hot to trot on favoring out now? let's see. If we can pull it to a 5... Well, we get to death touch it at least. I mean, if they don't kill the Viper, it's not that bad for us. It doesn't trample. We got a death toucher. Yeah, it's true I can recur the favor, but I'm also protective of our graveyard resources given Polly in our deck somewhere. I don't think Mike necessarily even means the same turn. I think Mike is just talking about over time. But at this point, yeah, let's go ahead and do this. I'll do it now. Gain some life. And I don't want to do the spawn thing now because I don't want to put Heliod's Punishment in their graveyard yet. Yeah, Oppo needs, let's see, 4 other cards. 1 more card in their yard, and then they'll be able to get Elspeth back, which is why we don't want to do the spawn trick until the end of our turn. Binding on Chapter 2 will set them back, and if they don't do Elspeth right now, we get to actually exile Elspeth. Ah, they had to do it. But exile means they still can't do Elspeth right now. It's also like 6 to do. Yeah, she's 6. Wow, I feel like our Viper is not long for this world given this play, but we'll see. If they don't have an answer to the Viper here and they're just trading the Boar for the Viper and a couple cards, that seems wrong. I'm expecting them to handle the Viper. I don't think they'd make this attack if they couldn't. Well, I mean, it's kind of handling it, but I'm still okay with this. We still get cards and we get our Death Toucher back. We can do this now, too. I think so, because then if it dies, we can at least we can respawn it to well, we can attack with it. I mean, Kenyon, if we didn't want to block, if we don't want to block the Boar, we just attack with it. But we might want to block the Boar because it dying is not bad. We get a sacrifice effect out of the graveyard. But maybe we don't bother playing the Wanderer, although it does turn the Wanderer into a new card, which also might be fine for us. So I think I'll do that. I don't mind drawing. And we could even play Mogus's Favor and look for some land here. We favor... The other thing, we could favor an attack. I'm actually going to do that. I'm not 100% confident of these choices here, but good old rope makes me choose. Oh, man. We whiffed and we lost out on a Warbriar. Our dude already kills it. The Moss Viper already kills the Boar. Hey, Paulie. Storyteller gets what? More punishment. Well, it's all right. Polly does shrugs off that kind of punishment. With 7 mana, we get Relentless Pursuit and Polly if we want. I do want to look for some land. I'm going to go Pursuit first, then Polly. Although if we... yeah, because we can't do... I like to be able to cast Paul, Lukranos, and have the fight mana, but we just don't have the black, so... Take this, and we don't need this turn, so I'll take the temple. Yep, that's fine. Yeah, we decided it was okay for the scry. What do you think, Kenyon? Do you like the half color scry lands? Oh, that's right. This, sorry, you all were right. I didn't listen to you. I was thinking that was just pacifism and not stop activated abilities. But we do have other stuff to do. But yeah, that was probably not the best. Let's see. Are we dead if we attack? I'm going to say no attacks, though. We got to block 2 if they're going to put that on Polly. Now we kind of want to find... Yeah, sorry. My play made sense in my head because I thought it was just pacifism and we didn't care. Like, because if this is just pacifism, then we fight with Paul and it's great and no problem. But since it stops the activation, we can't fight the way we want. But we're still holding our own here. I'm gonna drop this. I don't know. It doesn't actually give us any big action right now, but still worth doing. And we can cast... We'll just dump our hand. I'm still going to stay back given our low life. Yeah, well, I will do my best to remember to tap. I'll hover over Paul right now. All right, that's rough if they can find some enchants for her. If not, not the worst. Anything... I mean, I guess we send this back. Hey, there we go. Nice. Soul Reaper allows us to sack Polly and get him going again. Yeah, I do it as soon as I remember, except on the last one, like we can do that now, for example, but on the, it doesn't even matter because we're going to sack it, but on the last one, you don't want to do it as soon as you remember because you put a card in Oppo's graveyard on their main phase, which is generally bad in this set. We could put Favor on the flyer and just try and start clocking in the air. Yeah, I think everybody's seeing that as well. But problem with it is that I really want to Mogus Pelucranos this turn, and we only have one black. Oh no, we have a Caryatid, so it does work. Yeah, cool. We can do it. Caryatid. I was thinking it was Summoning Sick, but we cast that last turn. With this out, this could be trouble. Let's see what they find. Brace yourselves. But hopefully we'll get Paul back next turn for a nice fight. Mogus's favor. There's too many cards have the same words in their names in this set. Like, which blessing are we talking about? Which favor are we talking about? You know what I mean? Yes, that is going to be pretty harsh. But hopefully we'll be set up behind Paul shortly. Yeah, there's all these wardens. Oh, that's interesting. So we can cast this now even. Oh, no, yeah, it's not our turn yet. I just thought I saw highlighting on Pelucranos there for a second. I guess we'll just bring back the Omen at this point. But this is what it's all about. Our buddy Paul. Exactly. That's what we're trying to do. We get Pelucranos out now, and by holding up fight, we can pick off anything that threatens to go into the air, or we just respond. Because this is not a cast trigger. Yeah, none of these are cast triggers or anything, so we can do it in response. Well, we could kill her now. I suppose we don't want to. Like, if we don't want him, yeah, let's do it now. We know we want to kill. We know we need to kill that. I guess the reason why is you might want to kill the storyteller or whatever. But yeah, let's kill the thing that's really stopping us. And do we have another activation? Oh, we even have another activation, so that's great. In fact, with another activation, maybe we're just supposed to do that now, too? There's an argument for it. But I'm going to wait. We have another activation because Caryatid is awesome. That's what I'm thinking, Jikerman. Oppo is showing an aura-based deck, and responding to auras with fight is pretty strong. So we are... The risk, of course, is that they could have the white blessing that gives enchantment creatures and enchanted creatures +2/+2 hexproof and indestructible. Other target enchantment. Okay, I guess they get that. If they go to exile, though, we can, like, fight ourselves or something if we want. Maybe we just want to fight now. Yeah, we could sack it to draw, but we could also make them spend the mana first. I'm just going to actually untap. And we'll bring back this. Wait, what? Oh ho! Let's see. Can we just get him? If we fight here... 5. Yeah, we can basically fight 3 times and win, right? I don't think we need trample. Oh, we don't have a 4 power anymore. I should have. I needed to tap Caryatid when we still had 4 power. That's all right. We'll go Mogus's favor. Still get there. If they exile the creature with the enchantment and you kill the enchantment. Oh, wow. Never mind. Are we dead? Oh, good thing they got 2 force blocks here. Oh, no, they don't. Wow. Good job, Oppo. You got us. Totally duped. Didn't think through that could happen and could have prevented that for sure. Good play, Oppo. Green, white stuff. I'm going to send it back. Pretty harsh punt, Intangible. You've been scheming with D? Man, you all are harsh. A little rough opener, but I'm going to keep it. We have all our colors. I took a line I thought was winning. Come on. Whatever. I'm not... sorry, I gotta stop arguing punts. I just don't care what... I need to not care what chat thinks is a punt. I shouldn't say I don't care, because clearly I end up debating it and do. But I shouldn't care. Should we return this to nature? I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna have blessing. Well, let's see. If we do this, and we... So I return to nature, we go to 5 cards. I draw, go to 6. We play a land, go to 5. We play this and go to 4, and draw 3 and go back to 7. So we don't have to discard if we do it. So I'm gonna do it. I know. I'm just that's why I need to let it go. It doesn't even. I know it's not like I just get into the philosophical debate about what a punt is, and it shouldn't matter to me. That's all I'm saying. I know it's not personal, but it's hard not to take it personally when it's like a debate about what a punt. But again, if I were smart, I would just never even mention it. No, I shouldn't, D. Here's what I care about. Should care. I'll decide what I care about. Thank you. I think we'll be okay. You'll see. A lot of mana from Oppo. Not sure what they're up to. Just feel like we're going to run a Forerunner out and it's going to die. But not much else to do, so we're going to do it. I'll put an upkeep stop in case we want to scry then. And I'm going to skip the amulet for blessing reasons for right now. As I said, figured we were just going to lose it. We have our Chimera to bounce it, and there's at least one other way to deal with it. I'll keep the pursuit. I thought there was another way besides that. That's the thing. Again, I try to avoid the debate, but it's hard to call something a punt when it's based on information we didn't have. I tend to think of punts as more obvious than that. We're going to go, obviously, the land, and then Wanderer or Viper. We'll go... Wanderer will find us some more stuff. Viper can blessing away anything they do. Interesting choice here on the creature to choose. I'm going to go with the Wanderer. I think it's worth more long-term value. Found it. Question is, will it live long enough to do anything? Maybe we just final death. Well, maybe can we get both? Maybe we have both. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we get both. We can. Oh no, we can't. It's 9 to do both. Well, I'm worried we're gonna just lose Chimera. But we can take... We gotta try. Let's go Wanderer first and then Chimera, at least do some land stuff. And Blessing doesn't do anything for us here, so we're gonna wait. Get rid of it how? Oh, with the final death? I don't think they're gonna hexproof it. That's like, I don't know. We gotta... I can see an argument for final deathing this before anything else possibly happens, but I also like seeing if our Chimera stabilizes us. No, we don't really have enchantment sack. But yeah, we're gonna try and if we untap with the Chimera, yeah, this is what I'm afraid of, the punishment. At least they're not getting rid of it entirely though, so we can do this. This is exactly what I was afraid of though, and then we can go... So, Soul Reaper... Can sack the Chimera if we wanted to do that, but I don't think we do. We might want to sack the Wanderer. I'm going to keep it. It's not an enchantment creature, so at least the +2/+2 does not save it here. They could have the blue hexproof aura, flash aura. But I'm going to go ahead and put an upkeep stop. I don't think there's anything in green that makes... Like, we basically want to try this during their upkeep, so if they do have a response, they use mana on their turn instead of ours. Again with the Omen. Although now they're doing that, they've tapped down out of blue. We'll go ahead and do it. Thank you, Dodalicious. Mainly they tapped out of blue, which was like the thing that really could have gotten us. And do we bless? No. That's exactly what I was saying, Jikerman. Read blessing. I'm gonna hold on to this blessing since we can currently manage the board without it. First of all, it only gives indestructible to enchanted creatures or enchantment creatures, and second of all, it's final death. It exiles. He says snottily as though he reads cards. Sorry. I can get snotty sometimes when I'm like, I read the card, therefore I'm like better than you when I don't read cards either, so sorry. That was not necessary. Yeah, but if they pump, it's not that big a deal. We block and sack. Boring. No, I don't think you can because beginning of upkeep is already passed, and this triggers on beginning of upkeep. Right, so if this had one left and we, you know, go into... Right now, this doesn't even go on the stack because it has no abilities, so we would just miss it. I think I'm the best guru. I have the best chat and I'm the best explainer. I'm just saying stuff to say stuff. I'm gonna wait again. I just don't want to take any more damage from this if we can wait long enough to get it. But we're going to get... I guess we're going to get... how do we not... We're just taking 3 from these, right? That's the thing. If we're taking 3 from those, I can't really do it. So we'll take 3 and we'll draw a couple cards. Yeah, we could fight now. That's fair. We fight now to get rid of one of them. Okay, I'll do that. I just it's saving a little bit of life because we're paying 1 to kill a 2. Let's put it here. All right. I think this is an appropriate time for...
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
Yeah, we get a lot of cards here. None of it matters, though, if we don't find something to get the boar. The trouble is, the things that get the boar for us are like Final Death and Moss Viper, which are both in the yard. You want to give the boar Vigilance? And make it bigger? Well, making sure we get all of our land in the deck again. Hey, Polly, we needed you to have any hope. Might not still have hope, but maybe we do. Okay, Favor is good as well. Takes out this. Start with Paul. Yeah, we can do training and then fight. That helps us. That gets us out of it with the boar. How? Hold on. Yeah, I gotta watch out for this, right? So we just hold here. We can hold, and if they bore, we... Do we have to... Because if we... Yeah, okay, that works. That works. Block board, double fight works. And then we don't have to play any more spells. Yeah, I'm not going to forget the Chimera, he says to himself. Playing spells hurts us right now, and if we can untap with the Chimera, that stops, because we'll bounce it and end the pain of the Treacherous Blessing. Well, that does it, right? Because we can't do anything about it now. A boo. So sad. Played to our outs, but they had answers. To go out on our own terms, though, we are going to punish Oppo's creatures. We can't. That's kind of the point. Danny. That's why we're dead. Ain't no blocking for us this turn. Well, we only managed to get 800 gems back, but I'm happier with how we played today than yesterday. I went 5-0 yesterday, but I'm a little happier with my play today at 2-2 than I was yesterday at 5-0. That's also how Magic goes sometimes. You guys are so short-sighted. Come on. We lost to Treacherous Blessing. We were in it because of Treacherous Blessing too. Like we got we got 3 cards off of it. Like, let's not forget that. Yeah, I think anybody saying clearly Blessing sucks or clearly don't play that Blessing early, no, I would do that every time. I would play the Blessing every time and play it out there as I did every time. It just didn't work out for us. It doesn't mean that wasn't the right thing to do. Guru, I'll take some AMA here, but let me say goodbye to our YouTube friends first. Thanks for hanging out for this one, YouTube. We'll catch you next time. Have a great weekend and see you Monday. I hope so. Bye.